If you are a Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, or Taurus, you're going to want to pay attention to this message. So in case you missed it, we had our last eclipse of the year happen earlier this afternoon, right around 4 p.m. Eastern Time. This was the solar eclipse in Virgo, also known as a new moon eclipse. And if you're thinking, oh my god, we survived, nothing else is going to happen, well, think again, because eclipse season technically is only going to end right around that Aries full moon on October 6th. It's the idea that Mars, the planet of action, antagonization, literally the lord of war, is moving into Scorpio, or should I say descending into the shadowy depths of Scorpio. Mars in Scorpio is strategic, it is intelligent, it is obsessive, it is all about where can I accumulate the most wealth, where can I accumulate the most power, or more importantly, where can I take my power back? And that's because Mars is linking up with Pluto or squaring off. Usually squares form tense aspects that encourage integration or growth. When Mars and Pluto are in conversation with each other, which will officially peak on September 24th. So this is an energy that is building up over the course of the week into midweek. We are going to ask ourselves, where are we feeling limited? Where are we feeling maybe the overt manipulation of some entities? Where are we looking to transform our dynamics? Where we might have felt disempowered in the relationships we're in our work situation, or maybe even in our collective consciousness. And I want to say Mars and Pluto tend to bring up some pretty violent or rageful connotation. Maybe it might be unearthing some really deep-seated rage you haven't felt comfortable expressing, that you've been kind of directing inwards, and now it's kind of finally ready to blow. Also, when you think about Mars in Scorpio and Pluto in Aquarius, like assassination, things of that nature, like people operating in stealth mode in big public gatherings. Obviously, we have the UN coming up this week. When you think about potentially a transformation of power dynamics, given the recent acknowledgement of the state of Palestine by G7 nations, it could be really interesting what does come up from this shift in the collective conscious. Because Mars in Scorpio has a lot to do, again, with strategy, but also our victim narrative, where we feel like, again, power is being taken away from us, what we can do to reclaim power. Everyone is going to feel as if their pain is the most important on display. But I also don't want you to think this is purely going to be negative for some people who have been doing the work, or who have been boldly putting out their art or speaking their mind, or again, being able to share their truth. This Mars-Pluto can actually bring about a moment, again, of empowerment, of reward, because you don't get wealthy or you don't get powerful without Pluto involved.